Alrighty, how's it going everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you how I got this super clean ISU 3DS kind of look. It's not quite ISU bottom screen if you look at the showcase. It's not exactly the same idea, but this is a little bit of a mix between the 3DS and that vibe. So I'm going to start with the top screen because I feel like that's the easiest to explain. This is just Emulation Station Desktop Edition. If you don't already have it, you can download it by subscribing to their Patreon, and then you can immediately unsubscribe and they'll send you unlimited updates for life. And then once you're in there, you go to UI settings, theme downloader, and you scroll down. Oh, here's a little hack for any Emulation Station users. If you need to scroll fast, you can use both joysticks. That saved me a lot of time. And then you grab that ISU interpreted theme right there. And then you'll get this kind of look. And then to get it how I got it, you go to theme variant and you use the grid without either option. And what that lets you do is have the grid of games as opposed to a list. Otherwise it'll be a list. And it also removes the clock and other things from this side because we have a clock down here, we don't need it. Let's move on to the star of the show, which is this bottom screen, which took quite a long time. And you are going to reap the benefits of my frustration and dedication to making this more enjoyable than simply having, the default app drawer down there. Okay, so first things first is this bottom screen app is called Smart Launcher. And I found it's my favorite just because a lot of the other ones, the gaming dedicated ones, just aren't quite ready to go yet. So this one is more just give it the same vibe as my top screen and let me get into the stuff that I want to use. Stuff like Spotify, YouTube, Google Drive, files, settings, emulator settings, stuff like that, right? Let's get into how you actually set this up. So in the description of this video, hopefully if I'm not a moron, I have posted a Google Drive folder with everything that you need to set all of this up. So what I'm going to attempt to do is recreate this setup on another page. So I'm going to click Add Page, and as you can see, one of my secrets has been revealed. This bar that holds my apps is just part of my wallpaper. So that's probably the easiest thing you can do. You're just gonna go to your wallpaper, go to gallery, and grab the picture that I put in the description. I'll also put the picture, the version that doesn't have this bar, if you would rather have that. And this bar, it's not gonna be easy. Oh, there you go. This background, it matches this. Close enough. As good as I could get it on Canva. I'm not exactly a graphic designer. Okay. Okay, so step one, let's add that bottom bar, that one that has all of those shortcuts to some of my most used apps. Okay, so let's add a widget, and you're probably gonna need the pro version of both Smart Launcher and K-Widget. I apologize for that. I'm not a perfect person. So let's add this one here. Let's make it a 1x1 and we're gonna drag it all the way across. You see that? Pretty simple. And then let's go in here and add the ISU bar. Now that's loaded in and you're just gonna click save and Bob's your uncle. That was easy. Now let's do the clock. Boom, 2x4, we're gonna put it up there and we are going to add that one. Okay, so that looks wonky. That doesn't look right. So what you're gonna wanna do is hold down, find position, and move. And then you use these arrows to basically just kind of scooch it to where you want. And if you hold down the arrow, it'll actually move it a little bit more. So that looks good. Yeah, it's up in that corner. Let's add another one for the bar next to the clock. We'll add a 1x1, put it up there, and ooh, I should have mentioned this. If we go to grid properties, here we go. I'm using 6x6, 96 icon size, all of these settings, 20 and 20 for the use custom padding. That way it should all snap to the same stuff as I'm using. Moving on. Now we can add that welcome back button, okay? And this will also, if you press it, open Spotify. And again, find position. We're just going to scooch it up so it matches the clock. It's not perfect, but you guys can make it perfect. I know you will. One more thing that I wanted to talk about really quick. This bar right here is actually completely functional. So this one, the profile picture, which you can change, you might have to make it in Canva, make a transparent background and a circular image and replace it yourself. But for now, you're gonna get my little cute little guy. But all of this is fully functional. This one opens the settings of Smart Launcher. The headphone icon will open your devices. The Wi-Fi will open Wi-Fi. Battery will open the battery settings if you ever want to go in the battery settings for whatever reason. And then the clock opens the clock. So if you need to set an alarm for whatever reason. Here's one thing that I think is very cool. If I take my lovely Bluetooth headphones and I power them on, and I go into devices and connect, it should, there it goes, fill in black. So then you'll know if something's connected. So pretty cool, pretty functional, which was the goal. I didn't want to make it just pretty, because I did make it just pretty once and it was kind of stupid. It was like, what's the point of this? All right, so now let's move on to those app blocks, which are the easiest, least complicated things to make. If you ever want to make your own custom ones, it's very easy. I pick a 2x2 one, and then I grab this one, music, and again, it's another case of scooching it to where you want it, using the find position. Boom. I mean, that's not perfectly centered, but I mean, that's the general idea. It's not rocket science. So yeah, then if you tap it, you know, you play a song, what should happen is, yep, your little welcome back changes to the song title and you get the album cover right there. And it's the same for any of those other ones. These two, I don't think it's really worth showing you, you know, how to set those up. It's basically the same. And then for these on the side, they don't actually do anything. They're just to make it look like the 3DS. You can set it up so they do something. You could probably set it up so as this scrolls, you know, it continues the menu. I'm sure you could do that. It wouldn't be perfect. It would still be a little bit janky and a little bit obvious that something wasn't right. But you definitely could do it if you really wanted to. So I think that's about it. But there's one more thing I want to cover, which is Mjolnir, which is how you wrap all of this together when you boot up. Because I think I'm like a lot of people, I'm incredibly OCD with trying to make it not feel like Android, despite it being so Androidified. And one of the things that pisses me off is turning the thing on and it's like I have to click a bunch of apps to get everything looking right, or I'll quit out of an app and it'll go back to typical Android look, and it's like, this is stupid. So what am I doing? I'm an idiot. Gotta go to hidden apps. Okay. Mjolnir, where are you? There we go. So this is the app that you can use to marry it all together, so you can kind of have two homes. I'm not going to bother showing you that because I don't want to screw it up, and there's probably a billion tutorials that you can use. But as you can see, I've got ESDE and Smart Launcher like that, set up like that. And yeah, on this bottom screen, I made these icons. You can use any icons you want for your app page. Because I just wanted to have only games in the app page. I wish I could make this look a little better, but you know, can't win them all. And then one more thing I like to do is there's a menu above too, and what I did is put a widget in that is just a black screen, just a black picture, and that lets you just quote unquote turn off the bottom screen. I can't imagine it's using power. I mean, it's an OLED, so the pixels are off, so it probably is like pretty marginal difference between going into the menu and turning it off, but it just makes it easier to turn off and on, you know, because I mean, it's a pain in the butt too. I don't want to go in here and go through this, you know, nuclear launch site of a menu to just turn off the bottom screen. So yeah, I hope that that was a good general tutorial on what's going on down here. You got your files, YouTube, Discord, whatever. You got all your shit. But yeah, I think it's a pretty fun little setup. I think it's pretty effective. Yeah, I mean, if you have questions, let me know, but I think that's about it.